Hi and welcome back. This is the 6th and final instalment of the King Cole cowl. So for this one you only actually need 4 colours. This is going to be doing the final border. So we've got the black, the cerise, the plum and the mustard. The black is used in more than one place, so that's why we've only got the 4 colours, but we'll get onto those in a minute. And I've only joined 2 squares up, but you should at this point have all 9 squares fastened together, but because that's quite big I've just joined 2 and we're going to work across and round this side so that you can see every bit that you need to do and you'll just do more of it. Right, so for this one Jane's recommended a 3.5mm hook, which is slightly smaller. We have been using the 4mm hook, and it's to give the border a little bit more firmness and just be that little bit tighter. Obviously work it to your tension. If you start using this and find it's really not working for you, go back to your 4mm, but I've found that the 3.5 is working really well. So this is round 1 and we're using the black yarn for this one. So we're joining in a corner, and as before you pull it through and then anchor it with 1 chain. Then I like to do that with the tail, so then I'm going to set up my other yarn. You do a double crochet, the first one's always a little bit fiddly, 2 chains and another double crochet into that corner. Okay, now on the pattern it mentions treble clusters, and normally you'd expect them to be all identical. The only slight difference is in the corner your treble cluster is this 2 chain here, and it's the same at the other side. As you work along the border they become 3 trebles, not the 2 trebles. And then when you get to the centre bit, again you've got 2 trebles, but basically we're going to be working into all the gaps. So it'll become a little bit more obvious as we go along. So you do 2 chains, you skip your treble cluster, and then you work a double crochet, again a UK double crochet, not an American one, into the gap. Another 2 chains, a double crochet, another 2 chains and double crochet, and you keep going all the way along until you get to this centre bit, and then I'll show you how that changes slightly. Right, so we're at the point where 2 squares join. You will obviously have 2 of these joins because you'll have 3 squares side by side. I'm just going to show you this. It's really simple, but just so there's no confusion. So 2 chain, double crochet into that hole, and then I'm at the point where the inner corners have come. So it's 2 chain, you go into the first of the inner corners, double crochet, 2 chain, so you're going across the little gap, another double crochet, and then you're back to the normal 2 chain, double crochet, 2 chain, double crochet, and you can see you've gone across the gap and it's now seamless there, and that's really useful for the next round. It makes the next round even easier. Right, so we're now at just a normal corner. So again we've got the chain 2 and the double crochet, and you finish there on a chain 2. Then to go into the corner it's very much as before. It's 1 double crochet, 2 chain, another double crochet, and then you back straight onto 2 chain followed by a double crochet, 2 chain followed by another double crochet. And what you're basically going to do is go around all 4 corners, or all 4 sides rather, of the blanket, working in this way for the black, and then you slip stitch at the end to join, and that's the first of the black rows done. Right, so now we're on to round 2, and for round 2 you need this cerise yarn, and you go into your first corner again, bring your yarn through, and we're going to do 3 chains. So that's 1, as usual I've done mine with my tail, but you can do all 3 with the yarn that you're going to use, the working yarn. Then you do a UK treble into the corner, 2 chains and another 2 UK trebles. So that's your corner. So your first chain of 3 actually counts as a treble when you come to doing the counting. Then it's 1 chain and you ignore the double crochets this time, and you're working into the gaps that you've made with the 2 chain on the previous round. And we're going to do 3 UK trebles into each one, and then a 1 chain, another 3 trebles. I'm just going to do a couple more of these squares initially to show you how it's going to look. That's another set of 3, and I'll just do a final one for that little bit, and then we'll skip to the other corner in a moment. So what you've got there are your sets of 3 trebles, which are just stacked up on top here. You've got a set of 3 stacked over your first set of 2, and then you've extended it by working into that corner. So I'm going to work across here and then show you a couple of other little bits before we finish this round. Okay, I just want to show you this just to confirm how it works, but I really don't think once you've done this bit you'll have any trouble. So I'm carrying on with the 3 trebles and then a chain and then another 3 trebles. And at this point we have got to where the 2 panels join, and you're literally now ignoring this. It doesn't make any difference. You just do as before, do 3 trebles into that hole. Just reel off a bit more yarn. 1 chain and then 3 trebles into the next one. So you're not working any differently at all. There, you've just gone across it and it's kind of invisible now. So I'll just work to the other corner and then I'll show you the last corner. Right, so we're now at the first corner, so I'm going to do my last set of 3 trebles. Then we've got the 1 chain, then you are doing 2 trebles into the corner, and then 2 chains and another 2 trebles. So you've 2 sets of 2 there, then a chain, and then you're straight back into doing 3 trebles and a chain and then another set of 3 trebles, and again you're just working all the way around the blanket to do that, and you can see sort of how easy, simple this one is. I think this is a really nice way to start finishing off, so I'll let you carry on with the rest. Okay, so what I've done here is I've worked rounds 3, 4 and 5, but round 3 and round 5 are worked in black and they're worked exactly the same as round 1, so there wasn't any point going into great detail. You just follow the instructions for round 1 and you'll be fine. For round number 4, that's worked exactly the same as round number 2, but you're working in plum rather than cerise. And you do work some extra pattern repeats between, but again, if you follow the instructions for round 2, you're doing exactly the same thing. So what we're going to do now is jump straight into round 6. Right, so we're on to round 6, and this is worked in the mustard. So you join into any corner space, so your 2 chain space, and as usual you do a single chain so that you've got something to anchor into when you get all the way around. So these are a little bit more fiddly. What you're going to be doing is working 1 double crochet into the double crochets of the previous round, and between each one we're doing a chain of 4. So I've done my chain of 4, I'm finding my next black double crochet, going into that and working a double crochet, and then another chain of 4, find the next one. They are a little bit fiddly, you'll have to work a little bit more slowly at this one than some of the other rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just show you a couple more of these. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you end up with is something that looks like this to start with. I'm just going to carry on working across the row and then I'll show you the corner. Okay, so we're at the corner. So I'm doing a chain of 4 and into the double crochet, another chain of 4, and I'm going into the final double crochet just before the corner. Then we have got, actually in the corner space, you've got a double crochet, 3 chain and another double crochet, and then we'll double crochet into that first one and a chain of 4 and into your next double crochet, another chain of 4 and into the next double crochet. So you've got them going right to the corner, and then you've got your corner where you've just got 3 chains rather than 4. So you've a double crochet, another double crochet, chain of 3, double crochet into the hole, double crochet into the double crochet below, chain of 4, double crochet, and you're back working across in the normal way, chain of 4, 1 double crochet into the one on the previous row. Okay, so we're now going to start round 7, and this is the very final round for you to do. So I've just joined it in here. Basically on the instructions it says to go all the way around and you slip stitch into the first set of 4 chains. So that's just a slip stitch, you pull it all the way through. And then you're going to work 7 double crochets into each of the 4 chain spaces. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got 7 in there. Don't do any chains or slips or anything like that, and start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can see how it's filling them out. Just do one more. These are UK double crochets as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to keep working just till I get to the corner, and then I'll show you the corner because that's just slightly different. Okay, so I've worked across and I've got 7 in each of these, and I'm now going to work 5 double crochets into my corners, not 7. And that is really the only difference, is that the corners, you're still doing UK doubles, but you just work 5 into the 3 chain, and then you go straight back into working 7 into the 4 chain spaces. And I'll just point out that at the moment, as you're doing it, it'll all look a little bit wibbly wobbly, but that's where your blocking comes in. On the end of this set of instructions, written instructions, there's quite a detailed bit about blocking. So if you read through that, decide which method you prefer, follow it, and you will end up where all this will sit really nicely. So don't worry if it's a little bit wibbly wobbly. At the moment, that'll be sorted out in the blocking at the end. So I hope you really enjoy finishing this off. The colours are beautiful, and yeah, I've really enjoyed making it, so hopefully you will too. Thanks.